It's business lunch here on LALATE. Your $1,400 third stimulus check will be landing in your bank account as early as today, electronically, or tomorrow. But how about the business grants? There's a lot of business grants in the third stimulus package. And there's also some business grants under the second stimulus package. How do you get them? What are the eligibility? Do you need a credit score? Do you need collateralization? How do they work? When do they go live? Where do they go live? What are the amounts? What is the grant to start a business? How about an existing business? How about a loan? I'll be going over all those details as Business Lunch, our hit show, kicks underway. The toast is toasting and the business lunch is grilling. It's time for Business Lunch, starting right now on LALATE. When it comes to a business grant, the most important thing to know under the third stimulus package is timing. Things will open and they'll be out of money. So you need to subscribe to this channel right now. It's too costly to miss the opportunity to get $5, $10, $15, $20,000 or more of free money because you qualify for it because you didn't subscribe. It's free to subscribe. It's too costly to avoid the missing of money. Meantime, during the opening credits, thank you, Sandra Reed, for becoming a Purple Hawk. Everyone welcome Sandra to the family. It's a big day with incredible great news, and I'm going to, in this recording, a little bit more than usual, go over some of the most common questions I'm starting to already see about business grants. Let's start it right now. Third stimulus. Is the business grants open yet? No. When are they opening? It could literally open any second. This is what I particularly don't like about the third stimulus package is that you don't know when it's going to open. And it's not unique to the third stimulus. It happened under second stimulus. It happened under first stimulus. SBA has historically never told us the minute or the day that they're doing something. They just do it, and suddenly everyone scrambles, and that's what happens. Now, for purposes of you, it's good to know that the following things are occurring. One, the applications for everything business related will be at sba.gov on that actual website. So now you can go to the website, look around, get used to how the website's set up, see the different type of words and lines that are there so you know what it looks like. So next time when you go there and something has changed, you'll know it has gone live. That's the first thing. Second thing is, unfortunately, there's a lot of words that sound sort of the same across the SBA website. So you may see something like, oh my God, it's live, but it's not that thing, which doesn't make anything easier. For reasons unclear, the first stimulus grant has a slightly different name than the second stimulus grant, which has a slightly different name than the third stimulus grant. Needless to say, what I will do for you is when the third stimulus grant goes live, I will say it's live and here is the link. Let me tell you why. The first stimulus grant has a name, and then the second stimulus grant only has a one-word difference to that name. The third stimulus grants make it even stranger. Why? Because there's no less than 4 grants under the third stimulus package, of which 2 have almost the same name again. Yeah, these people are not good with their names, are they? So now, however complicated it may have been, now you got to deal with very similar twin sisters. The grant that you want to be laser focused on to start is the following. The EIDL $5,000 grant. That is how you will hear me refer to it, because there's no other way to refer to it. It's $5,000 grant because it's exactly $5,000. It's not up to $5,000. It's not a part of $5,000. It's literally $5,000. This is third stimulus again. If there is less than 10 employees, which is likely your situation, and you had a downturn of your business because of the pandemic, which of course you did, So this will be you. Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, Airbnb. I think at this point, most viewers now understand the eligibility criterion. Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, Airbnb, Postmates. There's always someone who says, I'm not Uber, but I'm Grubhub. I'm like, yeah, it's all sort of the same thing. Anything like that. You need to make sure you have that Schedule C on file. Again, we're going back to a tax return situation, I know, but the way these grants and these loans work is you have to have had a Schedule C. If you haven't done a Schedule C, you should have been using a Schedule C. It's not correct tax preparation form practices if you're an Uber driver and you're not using Schedule C. So you're going to have to do an amended return. It's not difficult. Go to irs.gov, learn what a Schedule C is, and go to a tax preparer, and they can do it very quickly for you. It's a very simple situation. But so when SBA goes live, I will show you the place at which it is. Let me tell you why that's important. If you go to sba.gov right now, you will see a lot of things that sound sort of like the third stimulus package. They're not that. I know. It's just, again, confusing for purposes of confusing. That's number one. The second item that's also really confusing is there's actually two EIDL grants under the third stimulus. There's another one I don't cover too much because it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know who would have ever applied for this. It refers to an EIDL grant that you may have applied for in January this year. It wasn't open in January, so it doesn't make sense. I'm not covering it, but I am anticipating that maybe it will open around the time of this. So I'm just preparing you for something weird that may happen with that one. Finally, the restaurant grant. The restaurant grant will also be administered by SBA, and that is based upon your 2020 revenue subtracted from your 2019 revenue. So again, obvious question, I didn't do my tax return. I'm telling you right now how they're issuing the grant for the restaurants based upon your 2020 revenue subtracted from your 2019 revenue. Guess what? Your corporate tax return for your restaurant is due in a few days. So get that 2020 return ready and file, because if you want that restaurant grant, it's going to ask that number, and you're going to have had that tax return on file. It's a really great grant because almost all almost all basis for which you can use the money is available. Finally, there's a shuttered venue grant, which I don't usually cover too much on this channel, but that will be refunded as well. Common questions I get about the EIDL grant, which I want to answer right now, are the following. First, is this $5,000 EIDL grant just for low-income based community businesses? No, not the $5,000 one. It's not. Number two, I had an EIDL grant before. Can I get another one? Yes. The bill does not preclude you from getting a second one. Now, SBA may establish its own policies that are different than the law, but the bill does not preclude you from getting another EIDL grant. I got an EIDL loan before, or I got denied an EIDL loan, XYZ, how about the grant? The loan means nothing to do with the grant. So whatever happened in loan universe with you has nothing to do with the grant. Moreover, if you're watching this video and want to go get a loan, you can go get an EIDL loan, and again, it has nothing to do with the grant. Do I need collateral for the grant? No. Do you need a credit score for the grant? No. All those things are very straightforward. One of the messages I don't usually hit home all the time, which I want to say right here, is that SBA is doing a lot of stuff where they're prioritizing items based upon female business owners. So if you own a business between the husband and the wife, they both own the business, have her apply for it. If you have the choice between if a husband and wife both own the business, put the wife's name on the application, not your name, not the husband's name, because they are prioritizing things for women before men. That's just what they're doing. And so if you have that opportunity to do that, certainly use that opportunity. That is the EIDL grant. Again, the business would have had already been in operation and less than 10 employees. Very straightforward. How about a grant to start a business? Not really clear. Again, it would be at sba.gov. The president says it's in this bill. I have never seen it in this bill. No one I know has ever seen this bill, and no news reporter has ever seen it in this bill. So I'm not quite sure where it is. Then the applying for one thing versus another, no. So if you want a shuttered venue grant or a restaurant grant, it does not preclude you from getting the EIDL or vice versa. Same with PPP. It doesn't preclude you. You just have to disclose it, and then it may reduce one of the numbers for the other items. Very, very simple, easy, breezy. And there we go, off to second stimulus. Now that you understand how third stimulus works, let's go to second stimulus. There's Mary in the room with a great question. Help with PPP application. Any links with help with the application? So that is actually what I was about to get to right now. Under second stimulus, you have two items as a business owner you can get right today. Number one is a PPP. Number two is an EIDL loan. The PPP, to answer that person's question, I love because the way you do it is you go to the online bank preparers like a Fundera, a Cabbage, or you go to your big bank that also has an online website. You fill out their application, and if you do something wrong, they contact you and say, fix this, this, this. So thank you, King Reno, for the massive super chat. I really appreciate it. That's a massive one. Thank you, King Reno. And the pair's like hitting something. I guess it's hitting some boxes. Thank you, King Reno, for the massive super chat. The thing about the PPP is you apply on an application-based website, and then a representative is going to reach out to you and say, hey, buddy, you didn't fill out line 1 right. Or, hey, Sarah, you didn't fill out line 2 right. So there is no need to have instructions for filling out PPP. You just go to the preparer. You just go to the companies that are doing the PPP. You fill out their application, and if you don't do it right, they tell you. Moreover, they tell you how to do loan forgiveness because it starts as a loan and turns into a grant. They tell you absolutely everything. One of the things I don't say enough on this recording about, and I want to say it in this one, is that you can get denied a PPP by one underwriter, but get approved with another one. It's very, very commonplace that someone will go to one bank to apply for PPP and they say, you know what, we just can't do it for you. Well, guess what? You can go to another one and they'll say yes. It came out in stimulus number 1 that a lot of PPP lenders didn't want to write for certain types of situations and others did. That situation continues to this day. So if you get a lender who says, I won't do your PPP for you, there's something about your application I don't like, don't stop, just go to someone else. Moreover, you can apply with multiple lenders at the same time. They don't want you to know that, but you can apply with 1 or 2 at the same time to see, if one's moving too slow, you just apply with another one. And until you're approved and ready to sign something, you can just keep on applying with people until someone gets their ball moving. That's absolutely, that is a tidbit I've not mentioned before on this channel. EIDL, you do this one. This is the EIDL loan. It's open today. It's at SBA. It's never closed. It just never ended. It's just always been there, never closed. I've gotten viewers $25 million last year of EIDL. I have no idea how many I've got to now because I don't even track it anymore. It's at sba.gov. Again, a Schedule C. It starts as a loan and stays as a loan. But the great thing is that you have 1 year to return the money for free if you don't want it. No principal, no interest, no early repayment penalty. It is not collateralized under $25,000. It's not collateralized. You do need a credit check. The credit check is the following. I'm going to go slowly on this one. You need a pen and paper for this. If I'm saying it too fast, just rewind the video. Your credit score must be 570 or higher from Experian Vantage 3.0. Literally all those things I just said. It must be 570 or higher from the company known Experian for their specific instrument called Vantage and the 3.0 version of it. I've made countless videos with lots of jokes about how people have used TransUnion, it's not TransUnion, have used Experian something else, it's not something else, it's only Vantage, and have used Vantage 1.0 or 5.0. No, it's only 3.0. And yes, you can look it up online. It does not cost you anything to look it up online. It takes you a second or two to find where to look it up online, but you can look it up online. And if you're slightly below, you can call up Experian and ask to do the boost, which will raise your score for 25 points for free. And then if that's still not enough, you can have adverse entries removed by just calling up and going over them with Experian. It takes less than maybe 3 or 4 days to get adverse entries that don't belong there removed. And there you are. Really exciting, great stuff across the land. You will get this money, and this excitement is all across the land. Now, in about, wow, we're at the top of the hour. In about 3 minutes, I am back with noon LALATE. When I go over forced stimulus, one of the messages you're going to hear about me in forced stimulus is I fully believe there's going to be a lot more business items in the next stimulus package, because this one was not as robust as I would have liked it to be. I think the stimulus package should have been a little bit more robust than it is. Who's in the room? There's Colleen, and there's Kim, and there's Bonnie, and there's Gemini, and there's Alicia, and there's Jacqueline. So I want to read one person's comment. I'm not going to say who wrote it, but it's a very interesting comment. The viewer called up IRS asking about their stimulus check. No. I mean, no. We're already starting. The third stimulus has nothing in it where you can call someone up to get assistance. The $10,200 of unemployment tax-free, you can't call up your state to get that fixed. The stimulus check, third stimulus check, when is it coming? You can't call up IRS to fix that. The unknown children for the $3,600, you can't call up someone to fix that. People love to call up people or do applications. I'm telling you right now, don't spend your time on that. Spend your time on finding the tax preparer that will go in and do these fixes for you. I hope that people heed that advice. There's Gail. Everyone welcome Gail to the family. There's Trina and Diane and King Reno with the massive super chat again. Thank you, King Reno. And there's Tim. And there's Catalina. Yeah, I mean, you can't call people up and say, hi, can you fix things? People just think that the telephone is done the way it was 20 years ago. It's just not. Everything now is very form-oriented. Submit a form, submit this, and the way they're doing this is by tax returns. We're at the top of the hour, and boy, I have big developments about your third stimulus check. If you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. Hit it right now, because I don't want you to miss when grants go live. When third stimulus business grants go live, I don't want you to miss it. Hit that subscribe button. I see a lot of new people in the room. I'm loving you all joining me. These are great questions you all drop. Thank you for all your great questions and comments. I'm back in just 2 minutes with the big recording at the top of the hour. Hit that subscribe. And if you've become a member, also thank you as well. Stay with LALATE as the next hour of noontime kicks off right now.